All right, the text we just read is the introduction to Peter's second book, the book of 2 Peter. And as we read through the introduction, it's easy, at least for me, to just read over something that you kind of know what's coming. You kind of already expect to know what to hear. A lot of times when you read like common phrases, at least for me, I just kind of glance over it. I don't really read it because I kind of know what's coming. You know, there have been some tests done. I don't know who does these tests, but, you know, they have to do all these tests and polls and stuff. So they did this test. They took a bunch of common phrases, and they gave them to people to read, but they changed just a few words here and there, or changed some spellings or something like that. Just minor things. And, you know, they gave them to everybody, and almost everybody that just sat down and read those sentences, those phrases, read it the way it's commonly said. They didn't even notice any mistakes. Because in their mind, they already knew where it was going, and they didn't actually stop to read it. Unfortunately, that's a lot of times how I read some things. And when I come to like the introduction of a book, it sounds so much like some of the other introductions. A lot of times I just kind of glance over it until I get to the meat of the book. But as I was studying this, there were a few phrases that jumped out to me that I typically miss. So I kind of wanted to reread this together. And I'm going to emphasize just a few phrases that I want to think about tonight here from our text. So let's go ahead and reread. Follow along as I read 2 Peter 1. And let's read it not as just an introduction that sounds similar to a lot of other books, but let's read it as the Word of God and see what lessons, what truths God can give us, even from introductory verses that we might tend to glance over. 2 Peter chapter 1, verse 1. Simon Peter, a servant and an apostle of Jesus Christ, to them that have obtained like precious faith with us through the righteousness of